It's been quite some time since we reviewed a data enrichment platform. And to be honest, we felt tools like Apollo, Lucia, Zoominfo, and others had already matured the market. Now, if you need company information, contact details, firmographics, or technographics, there was already a tool for that. But over the last few months, we noticed two things. First, the accuracy of traditional prospect data had started becoming a challenge. And second, having access to contact information is no longer enough. Every sales team has data, but very few have context. That's when we came across AIR. Instead of simply telling you who a company is, what AIR does is it focuses on helping you understand what's happening inside the company. And that's more important these days considering the context that we need to approach a company from. So let's jump into the platform and see what makes it different. Now, when you go onto the platform, it looks something like this, wherein it has first given us a couple of use cases that it solves or that it does, like company lookalike search, people search, advanced search. So let's quickly jump and see how is it different. Now, when we talk about the filters, that's the say company level search that we do. Now, we know that we have that basic filters that are industry, headcount, revenue, and others. What else does this platform offer? One is, say, for example, if you are looking for a specific company, what you can do is that you can do a bulk search based on the company names that you have. This primarily is used when a company already has a list of target accounts and they want to enrich that data or get contact details of the people working in those companies. So that's wherein either you can search for those companies through their names, their domains, or their LinkedIn company URL. Next up, employee size. Again, it has a few changes in terms of the predefined ranges wherein it is breaking it more enough. So say for example on LinkedIn we have 51 to 200. It has even broken that down. So you can filter based on those aspects as well. Further, when we talk about location, this is where things become very interesting. So whenever, say for example, a company wants to target a particular ICP in a particular region, then they would rather see that, okay, do we want to target Europe as a whole or a specific economic zone? So what they have done is that they have given a continent-wise bifurcation and an economic zone-wise bifurcation as well. So if, say for example, you want to target the European Union, then you can do that. If you're targeting the APAC, then you can do specifically that. So this is how it is even given very specific economic zone-wise filters that we can use. Moreover, we can even search for direct cities or locations that includes the country or state as well. Finally, the most interesting thing over here is the way it searches for keywords, wherein it defines that, okay, say for example, over here I'll take a use case. I want to target any D2C or a SaaS company. Now I know that D2C or SaaS is not a predefined industry, but that is something that a lot of SaaS companies do mention in their description or on their website or somewhere other. So now what option do I get over here is to search for that particular keyword in the company's description, their name, their SEO description, or any product and services where they might have mentioned this. Now, if you see, I'll take one more use case over here. That is, say, for example, if I'm looking at targeting import-export companies. In India, what we have seen that a lot of export companies, they have their name as, say, Dash Exports Private Limited. So what I can do over here is just for an example, if I want to search for a particular keyword in the company name, then I'll just type in export over here and search for it, and I may get the results for the same. So that is how it works. Next up, in terms of industry, the most interesting thing is it already has those predefined industries that we get on LinkedIn. But moreover, if we want to search for specific industries, then we can even do that. For example, if I'm looking at fashion as a keyword or as an industry that I want to target. So I do have retail, apparel and fashion as one. I have fashion separate, apparel separate, women's, men's as well separate. So this gives me an idea that if I want to target any specific segment in fashion as well, then I can do that. And finally, as you can see, I can filter based on product and services, even based on the tech stack, and there are many other filters that it offers. Most importantly, if I talk about, say, the filters that we are using, okay, what would be a differentiator for me if I'm seeing from a sales standpoint is more on the point that in this specific company, what is happening. Okay. So say for example, if I'm seeing this particular company and I would want to see in depth about or rather get insights from what they are doing or whether it's the right time to approach them or not. What I will see is one factor is their growth, that say year on year growth or 6 months growth or whatever percentage of growth that I would want to see in terms of their revenue, in terms of their employee size as well. I would want to see that who are the people that I can approach in these specific companies. In addition to this, what this particular tool offers is I'm able to see department wise what is their headcount. This gives me an idea that, say for example, if my product is built for the operations team, I know exactly how many people are there in the operations team whom I can approach, right from say the head to the executive level. Moreover, it is also able to tell me that what are the technologies that this particular company is using. So if say this is a company that is in the D2C space, what I would want to see is that is their platform based on Shopify or not? What are the marketing tools that they are currently using? So this gives me an idea that okay, if they are working on Shopify, then does my platform have a direct integration with Shopify or not? And that becomes my pitch point. I get their complete funding summary. I even get to understand that what are they tagged in terms of the industry, which all industry segmentations are they part of, be it say retail apparel and fashion apparel or e-commerce. I get to know their exact headcount. Moreover, what else do I get to know is the companies that are similar in this category. I'll just go back one step to come back to the company search that we were in. Now over here, as you can see, we do have the companies. When I just click on Lookalike over here, how does this search gets modified is that for that one company that I know is a sure target, I get all the relevant companies that are similar to them. And this makes my work of creating an account list much easier. Now, if you see, there is this one very interesting thing that they show here. That is, when was this particular data about this company last updated? So AIR has a 30-day refresh cycle where they update the entire data set that they have. And as you can see, this particular company data was last updated 25 days ago. This gives me an idea that how recent is this company data and how accurate will it be if I want to reach out to them. Now comes the most interesting part. Say if I want to target any of their particular employee. One, I can see all the employees by clicking on view all as I showed you there. And I'll be able to see who all are there as part of the company. I can search for specific filters as well, or I can just simply see. Now say for example, if I'm looking to target the founders itself, then what it offers me over here is an AI personality insight. So when I unlock this, what I'm going to get is for this specific person, how is their personality based on certain parameters? How can I approach them? So it has two things that it helps us with when it comes to the personality. One is the DISC scoring and then is the Big Five scoring. When I completely expand onto this, it gives me an idea that okay, if I'm connecting with this particular person, then what or how are they going to evaluate things? Okay, so it gives me that okay, they are driven by say strong beliefs, they are focused on making an impact. Then I know that my pitch should be modified according to that. Moreover, this platform even gives me an idea that okay, if I'm going on a call with them or in a meeting, then what should I say and what should I avoid? It gives me an understanding of what are the primary things that I can pitch to that particular person, and I can even reveal their contact details as well. Now the interesting aspect of this is, or using these data points is, as a salesperson I have more clarity in terms of pitching to the person, understanding what might be their pain points, and at the same time also making sure that if I'm giving a call to them, then it is not something that I'm going with an intent of spamming, but rather with an intent to add value to whatever conversation is being taken place. Now, with all of these analytics and everything in place, it depends on the salesperson how they are utilizing it to the best of their ability. Finally, let's take a couple of steps back and go back to the company search. Now, if I see over here, one interesting thing that they have offered is, while I have already used all of my filters, and if I want to actually analyze my ICP or create an overview of my ICP, what they've given as an option over here is the charts. So in charts, what happens is it graphically represents our entire ICP based on the filters that we have set. Let's say, for example, if 1 to 10 is an headcount that I'm targeting, then how many accounts are there in that particular category? It tells me that out of all the industries that I've selected, what is the percentage or how many companies are maximum in a particular industry. It gives me a company type chart. What all social profiles do they have? I get that. In terms of funding also, it tells me how many companies are there in what particular stage, and as well as the company revenue. So this overall helps me in terms of analyzing that if I need to expand my ICP or not, or if in this particular ICP, what is my TAM. So this is how we can use the chart search as well, and we can obviously use the table search to save these accounts, find the lookalike companies as well. And in terms of people, I already showed how you can narrow down, find or generate AI insights related to their personality as well. So this was about it. This was about how you can use AIR to prospect better, and how this particular tool is slightly different from the traditional tools that we have in market today. And if your team already has access to, say, contact data but struggles with account research, personalization, prioritization, or understanding the buying context, then this definitely is a platform worth exploring. As always, we'll continue testing different platforms over time. And if you have any recommendations, put them in the comment below. And thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next one.